Hey, welcome. How are you? I'm Drew, of course. Who are you? So, welcome. Time for another uh, vlog on what's going on. How are things going? As you can tell, I've got a cold. It's not a very nice one, but my roommate back at the house, he's got it really, really, really bad. So, I'm not complaining too much. In the morning, you get the terrible phlegm problem, and you just so it's not too bad. It's survivable. I can drive. Although, in the recent time, I don't know. Something's going on where I'm feeling kind of depressed. Maybe it's because of the holiday. I'm not really sure too much, but I've been slightly depressed. Haven't really been wanting to go out and drive as much. Good thing I've saved up quite a bit of money, so I can have some margin, you might say. Yeah. So, anyways, all right, say hello. That's Jack there. He's a puggle. You know, one of those odd dogs, you might say. He's kind of like a mutt of pug and poodle, I think. That's what she said. So he's one of these rescue dogs that was had a very abusive former owner. It's got some serious neuroses, but with some training and care and so forth, my friends got him calmed down quite a bit. It's kind of stupid. He's got his single-mindedly on food and so forth, but yeah, look at with some care and so forth, he's turning out to be a relatively normal dog. Anyways, that's it's. Except my friend's in the hospital right now, so I'm doing a little pet sitting for her while she's in the hospital. So that's what's going on from there. Um, Not much else going on. I haven't been driving too much because I got this stupid cold. I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can. And when I do drive, it's not been very good. One of the big problems now is that this stupid airport and the city is let Lyft into the airport now. Uber hasn't gotten in yet. Um, I mean, it's got it's a it's a mess. I mean, the city that regulates us and as a local company, like I said, as a taxi local company, we fully comply with everything the city requires. You know, the taxes, commercial insurance, and so forth. But then it goes ahead and lets a company like Lyft and Uber and so forth operate without any regulations. Um, I read this really cool article about the fact that all the revenue goes overseas, so they avoid paying taxes for any country they're in. Yeah, it's this offshore crap where literally the transaction is done in the Netherlands, and then it's all rerouted through the Antilles and these offshore Caribbean and similar kind of shell companies that what companies do these days to avoid paying taxes. Yeah, it's all how to fudge the damn figures. It's the system is really fucking bankrupt. Oh god. And well, like I said, the city's just stabbed us in the back. Anyways, that's part of the fight. But driving hasn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just don't have energy or so forth to put as much time and effort as I need to as a driver. I'm seriously behind this week and last week just because I just haven't had the inclination to drive. But I'm lucky, like I said, I get a sizable amount of savings so I can take it easy. But yeah, I'll admit it. You know, I'm slightly depressed. I got some of the symptoms, so I think that's what it is. So it's not too bad. So yeah, Christmas Eve. Um, let's see. I was expecting things to be really busy these days because back in Thanksgiving, the week after, I mean, the week before Thanksgiving was completely dead in the city and at the airport in general. And then after Thanksgiving, my God, it was so freaking busy at the airport, particularly because of people coming back. But in this case, um, man, I mean, it's normal. It's like the normal. Um, yeah, it's just normal at the airport. I don't get it. I mean, I had pink yesterday, and we only got a few rides. Although had to spend quite a bit of the morning and afternoon dealing with all sorts of stuff. I mean, my friend's at the hospital. I had to bring her some medicine, take care of this guy. Walk him, things like that. And she's way out in Santa Monica too, so that's quite a trek to go there and bring her medicine, which she forgot here because the surgery. I mean, something about the anesthesia and so forth that tried her eye out, and she was just she was in severe pain. So I had well, like I said, well, anyway, I helped out, so I brought her stuff, and she's better now. So she's recovering, even though she had part of her lung taken out. Okay, so back to the taxi driving because yeah, Christmas. Wow, I decided to because I had gone to my friend's place. I got some tamales and some wonderful feast. But then I decided to go out and drive, and then oh my God, it was such a terrible day because everything was going wrong. I had a number of trips where they canceled. Well, actually, one got canceled, but it's called the no-show, where you show up and there's nobody there, right? Yeah, somebody called the company, say, I need a ride, and you show up and they're not there. That's called the no-show. So that was going on. I got a bunch of those, which sucked. Because you drive to some place and there's nobody there, and you can avoid the trip, and it's a waste. All right? At least the traffic wasn't so horrible at night. And that was downtown mostly. And then the worst part of the night, which was kind of like the straw that just said, oh, the hell with it. Um, I was driving through the downtown part, like Spring Street, which is the party nightlife area. So this guy jumps in and says he needs to go to Gardena, which is a $40 trip south. And the way, my instinct said this guy was not going to pay because, like I said, he was kind of poor. Um, but it's not the poor thing per se. It's the intangible way people behave when they know they're going to screw you. Doesn't really matter how much of a face they put on things. My immediate instinct said, okay, this guy is gonna screw me. Now, since the night had been going so bad and I'd only gotten one trip, um, that was, like I said, part of the, I don't know, it was kind of like something overrode my instinct to say, okay, you better pay up front or else. Something along those lines where, like I said, your instinct is overridden by something else. Because yeah, it's perfectly within our rights, and we're given the leeway to make people pay up front, right? Especially if they're going to go on a long trip. If they're just going a few blocks, you don't really have to worry too much. Yeah, and this kind of stuff always happens when you're really tired, or like I said, in this case, I'm having a bad night, and oh, yeah. So anyways, he goes to Gardena, goes inside, and says, "Okay, I'm coming back. I'm going to leave my bag here," and he does. He goes inside, he comes back, said, "All right, back to downtown." Slightly different place from there, and then he gets out, runs his card. It's doesn't work. He runs it a few more times. It doesn't work. Then says he's going to go inside this apartment building and get the funds. But then he takes his bag out and says, Well, I don't want you to ride off with my bag. Oh, jeez. At that point, like I said, I just had to curse the son of a bitch out for being a lying son of a bitch and so forth like that. Because at this point, I've lost this fare, and there's nothing I can do with nothing I can do. When that kind of situation, you tell the dispatch, they call the cops, and the cops come in, and they force the guy if they can to pay. But in this case, he goes inside this apartment building, and what do? Nothing. You, my instinct was correct, and I should have made him pay. But all bridge under the water. That was a $90 trip. That was bad. So at that point, I said, "Oh God, this site is just." So that was my Christmas Eve, and on top of that, um, my GPS was not working, and my terminal, which is how I get all the orders, was not working. So it was impossible to get orders, even though I could see that all around in the zone I was in, there were trips ready to go, and I couldn't do them because I couldn't book in, which is, like I said, just it was all one thing right there that I said, oh, to hell with it. So I went home. Bad night. And yeah, so that's about the, let's see. Well, I think Christmas was nice at least. Actually, I got some nice stuff from my friends. I got a nice hat here. I got some great, pardon me. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got some nice leather uh, gloves. It's taking a nice, I think, yeah, it's kind of like a fleece jacket. Yeah, for my sister. I got some cash from the folks, and well, various other things too. But it's good at least in that. Oh yeah, and a thermos, a really cool thermos, just similar to one like my parents got me quite a while ago. All right, so that's about it. It's the short version. Like I said, New Year's is coming up. Before New Year's, I'm going to going up to the Angeles National Forest to help my friend do his biking thing because I kind of like drive the car and my friends go bike their bikes up into the mountains, and this allows them to just not worry, right? Because then we get the car and so forth. So that's coming up, and then I'm going to drive New Year's Eve, and hard to say what's going to happen. You always worry about people being too drunk and barfing in your car. And with the cloth seats I have in that Prius, woo, holy boy. So if you think they're gonna hurl, okay, you're within their rights to say, okay, if you're gonna get in my cab and you're gonna throw up, you're gonna need to do $100 so I can clean this stupid thing. That kind of thing. Okay, so that was my Christmas as a taxi driver. So yeah, I'm approaching a year of cab driving because I started January 28th January 28th. So I'm going to be approaching my anniversary soon as a professional taxi driver. Okay, so I think it's about it. Thanks. Hope you are well, taking care, and don't catch any sickness, and don't let the bed bugs bite. All right, bye-bye.